We finally reached rule number 10. And what rule number 10 is all about is setting your kids up for success day in and day out. And why we want to make sure that we make a conscious effort of that. So rule number 10 is role play to ensure the day. We have to understand that kids' experiences are extremely limited. The younger they are, the less life experiences they have. We kind of take things for granted because we're adults. We've been through a lot of situations and we're like, obviously this is the answer to their problem, but they don't see that. They don't have that life experience. So like when you have a sibling rivalry, brothers and sisters fighting, or sisters and sisters, or brothers and brothers, whatever the case may be, they just know that they want this thing, and their brother or sister is getting in the way of that thing. Right? We understand it from the standpoint of it's about hierarchy. They're just trying to maintain dominance. And so we help role play through that. We talk it out, right? Your brother's going to want to play with this sometimes, and you got to be okay with that, all right? And what do you need to do to be okay with that? All right, and just having those conversations. As they get to be teenagers, now they're learning to become more independent of you. They're going to argue and fight with you about things a little bit more. But they are also having these struggles with their friends. All right? Again, lack of life experience. So with your teens, this role playing is a huge, huge deal. What are you going to do when your friends are drinking? What are you going to do when your friends are taking drugs? How are you going to say no to those things? How are you going to help your friend who is really depressed? All right? And helping them understand that you may not have the tools to help that person who's struggling with that situation or any other situation. And so giving them the corrective course of action. All right? I've seen enough and been around enough of this, and I've experienced enough of this with teen problems that they don't have the answers. They don't even come close to having the answers. All right? So you have to do that role playing with them to help them find better answers. And it's giving them the verbal cues and the verbal resources. It's also giving them emotional tools. Remember, teenagers are suffering from testosterone poisoning and estrogen poisoning. They're an emotional train wreck more often than not. All right, so we have to give them those tools to help them with those emotions. All right, the brain isn't fully developed until you're between 23 and 25 years of age. All right, and so as teenagers, there's a lot going on. We got to help them through that. One of the other things to keep in mind too, and this is something I teach my instructors, is that every 90 days, somebody has something significant happen in their life that kind of changes their course. And in our school, we have 150 students. We got 2 or 3 kids every day who have something happening in their life at that point. And we got to look at it from their perspective. They're having a bad day, or they may be having a fantastic day. But either way, something changed in their day. All right? So we can't look at it from our perspective. We got to look at it from their perspective. Same thing with your kids. What happened that day that you're unaware of until you had the conversation that's throwing them off? Again, it could be they're just having a big hormone surge and they're way out in left field. Or it could be their best friend just told them they hated them for no apparent reason. So we got to think about, how are we going to adapt? Easiest way, role play. I do this with the boys all the time. All right, just role playing situations. What are you going to do when this happens? How are you going to handle this? What are you going to do when you disagree with the teacher, or one of your friends tells you they don't like you anymore? So just role play, role play, role play, role play. And just realize that they are not where you are for life experiences. So, as always, I want to thank you for being a conscientious, caring, and concerned parent. I will have many other different training tips and tools for you, but again, I want you to think about these rules. Rule number 1, line in the sand. That's a hugely important one for just solving a lot of problems. But rule number 10 is probably almost more important. Help your child learn how to deal with life. Role play, and help them have it, that they ensure that they have that great day. So, thank you for for being the great parent that you are.